the tournament that Terminator has, or had, rather, with the Impera, or Impera, which is a mod for Room 2. So this is between Jokunn playing as the Seleucids and Czeremis playing as the Irish. Yeah, Czeremis won against me in the tournament now, so he moves on, of course. It's the best of three. Jokunn brought the Seleucids. He has Seleucid swordsmen with three precursors. They're also 300 men, but they're light. Most of Jokunn's troops are pretty light or medium, but he has a lot of aggressive cavalry in the Sarissa Lancers. So yeah, primarily plan. He also has two of these Silver Shield pikemen, which I would only assume he would try to negate the swordmasters with them to get to get at least two of the swordmasters into fighting a pike phalanx, and these serious swordsmen also have superior speed. Uh, Now, Czeremis, he has a lot of spearmen in his army, clearly aware of the Hellenistic advantage in terms of cavalry. So he has some of these retainer spearmen, which are pretty good. Um, they're good defensive units. And then he also has some druids among them, and these men are more shock spears, and they have an inspiring, so that will help these men with morale. So pretty clever having them in the middle there, giving extra morale boost to all his units. He also have two slingers. Jokunn also have two slingers, and then of course we have some Irish assault infantry here. Uh, Not the best attack, but a good charge, pin anything that enemy downs and kill them. And then of course the sword masters are in the middle here with heavy cavalry. Oh, yeah. There's some heavy cavalry and then some lighter cavalry also. So a good combination of light and heavy cavalry here. And let's start the battle. Jokunn has two of his slingers on this side, and this will mean that he can hit the enemy on the unshielded side, sideways. Some Tarantine cavalry for Jokunn is scouting ahead. Whilst Czeremis is having one slinger at each side, more as an anti-cavalry role. Pretty close to the red, but still some room to maneuver. Like at this part of the tournament, like everybody has a mindset of we want to save nations so we can use it later on. That's one thing you had to do in the tournament because you couldn't use the same faction twice. So I think, but again, I don't know, right? Everybody has their own mindset of how to play and preferable. Czeremis seems to like Eastern nations more. I was pretty much a Gate player, or yeah. Let's see, just out of range, Jokunn takes the woods with the slingers and then some Turiosi swordsmen also. So the Turiosi swordsmen, if you can get side shots with them, that would be really good. But again, his infantry is a little bit too much to side that, and his Turiosi swordsmen do not have a good charge. So he does not have the advantage in terms of pardon me, having a good charge. So you know, these retainer spearmen also have a superior morale. And they also have these so infantry wise, in terms of, you know, melee combat, Czeremis has the edge. These studios in Swordsman, though, they have superior speed, so that's their main strength, is their speed. Jokunn is being pushed out of the woods, and he's gonna try to make a flanking maneuver. The Terminator Swordsman takes spears, takes the javelins. They have a little bit more, a few more, a little bit more armor than the Terminator Swordsman. But again, this Terminator Swordsman got extra hit because they got hit on the unshielded side, and now the melee combat begins. Some more cavalry is being diverted here to this flank here to counteract Jokunn's Sarissa cavalry. And the swordmasters have not even been committed yet. And he's getting a good throw here, but some more infantry is pressured, and they themselves also get flank shots. So not the best scenario here. There's still 3 cavalry units here, but then they will be fighting right in at the red border. So now there's an option that, okay, if he doesn't commit the swordmasters, maybe I can grind down his units, retreat, regroup, and then do it again. But now is the time where the swordmasters are being activated. These two resistant swordsmen are being attacked head on, and these two resistant swordsmen are like very light. They suffered quite a lot. And then the Irish raiders, or assault infantry, they charge in, and the enemy cavalry got away, and they like killed 33 soldiers for Jokunn, and their morale is already pretty shaken. Now these Irish lancers also charge in, and now the heavy cavalry goes in here, but there's not really much room for Jokunn to use his superior quality. Here he has a two swordsmen here guarded by the slingers. Are these slingers firing at the cavalry? They are, yeah. But the swordmasters are being activated, and not much to stop them. The pikemen have been committed against other units. Yeah, some more retainer spears arrives here, and if these swordsmen are being committed against this, then this Service Lance or Tarantines must be used against these Irish cavalry. There's actually a gap here in the middle that he could have used maybe this unit and another Sarissa Lancer and just went through it, but again he will be fired at from several directions. His 3 units here, and now there's some Irish infantry here still. Now Czeremis Irish general arrives here and then hurls something at his the Sarissa Lancers. They're being retreated by slingers hurl at the Irish chieftain, but the infantry is breaking for Jokunn. The charges in here. Still the swordmasters are doing very well here. The tourist swordsmen are not famous for their combat prowess. It's more their javelins and speed that makes them more useful. These silver shield pikemen are not really being committed yet, or well, they're making something of a wall, but you see the enemy are in the middle of them. So, but yeah, you see the light cavalry and the heavy cavalry here are breaking here. So maybe, but they're too fragile also. Jokunn needs to retreat. Does he have a rally? He should have. Did he pop a rally? Okay, he did. Yes. But Jokunn needs to retreat a cavalry unit here. There's too many. They're too clustered up. He gets the Sarissa Lancers to charge in here, but this is still a heavy cavalry. Well, okay, light cavalry. And they're being hit by slingers, so maybe he frees up his heavy general from this fighting. But the Sarissa Lancers are also suffering. Jokunn's infantry is suffering also. The Tarentines are now having a free reign here, apparently. Uh, so yeah, he will try to make some hammer and anvils here to free up some infantry. He badly needs it. He managed to break this general. Okay, so that's bad. Oh, and the Irish chieftain died. Okay, let's see. The general is dead, but there's still support here for. Yeah, good. Got a good charge off and chasing the Seleucid general here. This Sarissa Lancer should have been sent in here to sort of block off, because the morale is not very good. They're on their way. The slingers are doing well. Seems like the Tarentines managed to break that enemy. The pikemen here are losing. They require too much micromanagement. So yeah, now it's pretty. The druids are still holding. The cavalry breaks for Jokunn. So he has still this Tarentine, but now he must be really aggressive. He mustn't break these Irish class infantry here. But the sword masters are still alive and still, well, 2 units are anyway. What I can see. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so all 3 are alive. But Jokunn got the. Well, he won this side. Still, but he has no real cavalry left. But does he have killing power? Not really. These men are just standing here and stabbing at each other. Maybe he can get the slingers there anyway. Without if he has slingers and the enemy does not have slingers, he can maybe use the speed of his infantry and just avoid committing. Yeah, the swordmasters are on the way here. Maybe getting a good charge here. Killed a few, and he then retreats. The swordmasters have a fear factor though, and that's gonna be a really critical factor here. I like Czeremis formations with the druids in the middle giving inspiration to 2 units, so that was really good. As you have to sort of have a choice as the British tribes. Either you go with aggressive swords or you go for short spears, essentially. Good thing by Czeremis to having his more expendable units up front, and then the swordmasters are arriving. The Jokunn is targeting the cavalry of the Irish. These Silver Shield pikemen has returned, but they are not being moved. And again, the infantry is already breaking. The morale is really bad for the remaining units. They are not killer units. They're not supposed to be the decisive units. They're more support, and Jokunn loses now as he has no real superiority in cavalry. So it was a good battle. Nice formation, Czeremis, with the druids inspiring the retainer swordsmen, and good preservation of the sword masters. Um, so yeah, a good game, both players.